guys, Spot3D here, and welcome to a deck tech video again, another deck tech video, and we reached 10 subscribers, which is cool and nice. So I decided I wanted to make a deck tech video, another one, and this is easily the most expensive deck I've ever made, ever. This is going to be a two-part video. So this two-part video is going to be, the first part is going to be about the final Goblin tribal deck. This is the final version, the official version, the one and only version, and this version costs $216. So that's cool. Yeah, it's a very expensive deck. And I don't know if it's any good. That's the only thing I have to say. Don't know if the deck has a ton of synergy together or if it doesn't have a lot. So just look through the video and ask if it in the comments if you think it has a lot or if it doesn't, or what modifications you want me to make to the deck. But I'm also going to upload a budget version a little while from now. I have to modify and get out the budget version. So I'm going to straight up go into the converted cost just to show you guys this, because it's ridiculous. There are 21 drops in the deck. Not even going into the sideboard, there are 21 drops. So, anyway, going through type, I have 21 creatures in the deck. So starting off, we have Goblin Bushwhacker, which is 1 mana for a 1/1 with a kicker of 1. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Goblin Fireslinger, 1 mana for a 1/1, tap to deal 1 damage to target player. So basically, tap to deal 1 unblockable damage, which is nice to have. 4 Goblin Guides. First thing I'm going to do in the budget version, get rid of Goblin Guide. It's so expensive. It's insane how expensive this card is. It's the most expensive Goblin I know to date, ever. 1 mana for a 2/2 haste. When it attacks, defending player reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's a land card, that player puts it into her hand. Amazing card. So good. Just amazing. Turn 2, you can have 6 damage already dealt. You can kill so fast. Goblin Warchief. Again, this card's pretty good. I have the dual deck version simply because I just don't want it to be that expensive. I want to see if I can keep the price of the deck down. If you want to buy this deck, #1 suggestion for me, buy the cheapest version of each card you can find. Most of these cards are in a dual deck or printed somewhere else. None of these are mono prints. Like Goblin Guide was printed a promo set, so I chose the Zendikar version. This was printed in Modern Masters, chose the Modern Masters version. This was printed in Dual Deck Speed vs. Cunning, which is, in my opinion, a cool dual deck, but also the worst dual deck ever made due to the fact that it has no value whatsoever. It's also the cheapest dual deck right now, so yay. Goblin Hole Driver is 2 mana for a 2/2 with Battle Cry. If you don't know what Battle Cry is, it's an ability came from the Mirrodin block. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So that's a 2/2 for 2. Legion Loyalist. Bomb Boss. 4 mana for a 3/3. Tap, deal. Put X. What? I'm stumbling so much today. Put X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield where X is the number of a goblin that you control. 3/3. Legion Loyalist. 1 mana for a 1/1 haste with Battalion. Battalion, if you don't know, it's a Boros ability. I already covered it in my Boros tactic video. Watch that video to understand what Battalion is, or you can just read the card here. Its Battalion is creatures you control gain first strike and trample until end of turn and can't be blocked by creature tokens this turn. And Raging Goblin, 1 mana for a 1/1 haste. So for these sorceries, it runs 4 Goblin Grenades, which is 1 mana. As an additional cost to cast Goblin Grenade, sacrifice a Goblin, deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Kranko's Command, 2 mana, put 2 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. If you want to turn this into a tokens deck, excuse me, there is a card from Dragons of Tarkir, that is the exact same card just with a different name. I don't remember the name of it though, but it's a common as well. It costs roughly the same price. Wild Guess, if you also, I would get rid of this card if you want to get rid of any cards. It's not worth anything at all though, so it's not adding anything to the price. 2 mana as an initial cost to cast Wild Guess, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Brimstone Valley. which is 3 mana, deals 3 damage to our creature or player with a morbid, deals 5 damage if that creature player instead if a creature died this turn. Land is just straight up 23 mountains, should be enough. I'm probably going to switch to the Origins Mountains simply because I think their art is cooler. And for my sideboard, I have 2 more Goblin Bushwhackers if you really like the whole buffing and gaining haste thing. Goblin King, who in one set was a Lord. I didn't play in old sets at all. I started playing in M15. Slightly before that, actually. I started playing at the end, like, my first cards ever were from 10th edition, not 10th edition, 9th edition, but that doesn't mean I started playing then. I started playing around Theros, like, end of Theros block, sort of. Probably a bit later than that. And there were so I have no idea what lords are, but there is one version of him that is a lord. Don't quite know what that means. Anyone who's played for longer or know what a lord is, please explain to me. But anyway, he is a good card. Not a legendary creature, though, because apparently lords, because he was printed as a non-legendary creature elsewhere in 10th edition. So it is 3 mana for a 2/2. All other goblin creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Mountain Walk. Goblin Sky Raider. I put 4 of these in the sideboard because if you really badly need flying creatures, this is the best you can probably get with goblins for a cheaper price, as far as I know. I put Ib Half-Heart Goblin Tactician. This is really towards the more sacrificing type of deck. He is a legendary creature for 4 mana. He was printed in Dual Decks, Elves vs. Goblins, the first Dual Deck ever. But I chose not to get the Dual Deck version. I just didn't look over that when I was picking him. I just picked the first one. But if you want to get a more budget version of him, even though he's already pretty budget, I'd get the Dual Deck version. He has 4 mana for a 3/2 with whenever a goblin creature you control becomes blocked, sacrifice it. If you do, deal 4 damage to each creature blocking it. Pretty good. Sacrifice 2 mountains, put 2 1/1 goblin creature tokens into play. This is a Mirror Breaker. Also, probably play the Modern Masters version simply because I think he's a bit cheaper. There are a few different versions of Kiki Jiki, but they're all pretty good. So it's 5 mana for a 2/2 haste. Really good, sorry. What am I saying? Tap, put a creature token into play that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control. That token has haste. Sacrifice it at the end of turn. Because the entire deck runs no legendary creatures, excluding Kreka Mob Boss, copy something like, say, a Goblin Guide and just hammer down on their face. And you can do that every turn. He's also a 2/2 haste, which is nice to have. 2 Siege Gang Commanders, probably gonna also play the Dual Deck version of these, because they are the leader of the Dual Deck Elves vs. Goblins, although partially I think the Dual Deck art is cooler. So it is 5 mana for a 2/2. When he comes into play, put 3 or 1 red goblin creature tokens into play, sacrifice a goblin for 2. He deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Get something out like Cranko, and you can just keep doing, like, say you have like 5 mana out, just keep doing that twice a turn. Sulfuric Vortex, again, this is that more hammer down quickly type of thing. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Sulfuric Vortex deals 2 damage to that player. If players gain life, player gains no life instead. And Tuk Tuk the Explorer. Also, he was printed in Commander. Play the Commander version if you want. 3 mana for a 1/1 haste. When Tuk Tuk the Explorer is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you gain a legendary 5/5 colorless Goblin Golem artifact creature token. That's a mouthful. Named Tuk Tuk the Return onto the battlefield. I wish he had haste. That would kind of be better. Because, like, on turn 3, you could, like, drop and hit him for 1. Make him die. Got the 5/5. Turn 4, hit for 5. Sorry about the background noise, but anyway, guys, that is my Goblin Tribal deck. If you didn't know, this deck's Goblin Tribal, because every single creature in the entire deck is a Goblin. So, just give me some feedback on how you think the deck is, what you like about it, what you don't like, and what you want me to change, if there is anything that you want me to change. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all you guys later. Bye!